This week in the news, GameStop has seen better days. Starcraft gets 4K, and Mass Effect gets a bad animation discount. Stay tuned for more.
Game Club, episode 25. Welcome to the Game Club, news of the week. Garrett, thanks for opening us.
Yeah.
I like that. We start with you because you're the better looking of the two.
Well, you can't always have you up there doing game news because it's nuts.
I mean, I'm not feeling bad for myself. I'm definitely a 10 out of 10 when it comes to looks.
Okay.
But I'm sitting next to an 11 out of 10, so that's tough.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
tough.
Well, I'll take it.
We start the Game Club news of the week with GameStop news. Apparently, the Q4 for GameStop leading up, the holiday season was rough. Both software and hardware sales were down for them. And due to that, they're announcing plans to close 150 locations around the world.
Bummer.
Yeah, that's quite a... I don't like people losing their jobs. I mean, and I have nothing against GameStop. For some reason, they get a lot of hate from people. I mean, I think they just try to sell a product. I think...
Really? People hate on it?
A lot of people like to hate on the GameStop. I bet Chris has some reasons. You got some
Because
reasons?
they offer you like half the value on trade-in.
Half the value that you could get.
Yeah. But
I mean, that's just a business.
Yeah, that's how I always felt about
Pawn
it.
shop.
Right.
Yeah, pawn shops always do the exact same thing.
Yeah, they need to be able to make money on the difference, and that's
Well,
the whole
once you
system.
sign up for that membership, whatever that is, and then bumps
the
up
pro
your
rewards thing.
Yeah, bumps up your
Yeah, you get another 10%.
10, 15% or whatever. It's maybe more reasonable. I mean, I'm not surprised, right? I mean, why do you need to buy a game in person when you can buy it online?
Well,
Other than
I'm
the
glad
instant
you
gratification.
mentioned that. I was actually going to use this to ask a question that you've kind of tripped on. Is that do you think that we're entering into a digital age pretty soon here, where there won't be any more hard discs for video games, no Blu-rays or CDs or anything like that?
I'm surprised that hasn't happened already. I mean, it has. If you look at Steam, Steam is the aggregate for selling games without any kind of physical.
Or all these special editions that don't come with the game.
I know, isn't that awful?
What do you
You
mean?
could get Mass Effect Andromeda, like super duper collector's edition.
For
that
like
came,
$150.
Yeah, it came with the little rover vehicle,
Okay.
but it didn't include the game.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not the first time that's happened either.
So it's like a collector bundle, but it doesn't come with a game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst. I'm
It's terrible. That's the point.
And it comes with the steelbook for the game,
now look,
but not with the game.
Old man is old, including James over here. I'm a big fan of buying discs when they're available. Like, I'm not opposed to buying digital copies. I will buy them digital if that's my only option.
Do
But
you do the same thing with books?
yeah, often. I'm not a big fan of books.
See, I moved across country and I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going to get a Kindle. Because why move all that heavy crap if you don't have to?
Yeah, due to my profession when I'm not playing video games, I already have more books than I possibly want to deal with.
Yeah, when you move far,
And there
from
isn't
you're going
a-
to hate that.
But there's no Kindle editions for the kind of books I have to use for my profession.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few, but I could only knock down maybe 10% of the collection. I
So,
couldn't knock it down by a
At the college
significant
level,
percent.
is this bad? So my last class, the professor wanted edition 8 or whatever, and they didn't have that, but edition 9 had Kindle, so I bought edition 9.
Oh, well, then get 9. I don't know why.
Yeah, but he's required reading his 8.
Yeah, that was just his mistake. Probably
Alright.
they probably didn't realize that it had been updated.
Okay, good. Because I'm quoting, whatever, I'm citing it. I'm like, well, pages are going to be off, but whatever.
Without getting into the details here, generally colleges have to go with the most up-to-date version.
Good choice.
So anyway, so the crazy thing is, GameStop, I've always appreciated GameStop as a store. I wasn't a big fan that for a while they were kind of pushing their employees to push certain unnecessary warranties and things like that. That bugged me a little bit, but everybody's got to make a dollar.
They always push the pre-order, which I was always like, why?
I always pre-order, but I had good reason.
Hey man, you can put down whatever, $20, whatever you want. Of course you want me to put down money because then
I
I'll
could
buy it with you.
Being poor, I could never have $60 in my hand at once, but I can have $5 every once in a while. And so I'd always pre-order games so I could just pour in $5-10 at
Would you
time
go
every
into the
week or
store
so.
and give them more money for your game?
Yeah,
It's called layaway, James.
Yeah, it's great.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. Except it's leading up to the game's release.
Have you ever gone to a GameStop midnight release? It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
No.
they give things
It's
away.
like a big party.
But you can already get a game for...
of very depressed people.
You can already get a
They'd have tournaments and stuff.
Yeah,
But you can already get a $60 game for $52.99 at Costco the day it comes out anyway. So you're already saving.
technically you can get it for $48.99 from Amazon,
But I can
Or
get
Amazon.
which is why GameStop is closing, Garrett.
Really? They'll like day of release, you can get it for $48 on
Yeah,
eBay?
if you pre-order a game on Amazon or you get it within 2 weeks of its release, it's something like 25% off.
Dang.
Yeah.
See?
But no free pizza.
No free pizza.
I never even knew they did that.
Yeah. GameStop in
GameStop
Cyprus.
loves you. Yeah.
Free, on
Let's not give
nights,
away
they
the
free-
places where we live.
That's cool. I do like the idea of community, and the GameStop became.
Well, I go to
the-
a lot of the GameStops. We got the one in Long Beach. the one
Just
in
hang out,
Lakewood.
right? Sometimes.
Now, the other reason, though, that I like hard copies is I like proof of ownership.
Yeah, but I mean, Amazon, you're still gonna get a hard copy.
Yeah, but I'm just speaking. I asked the
eBay.
question: are we entering into the digital-only age?
Of course we are.
And that will make me. I don't want the only proof of me owning something to be a digital license. Technically, digital copies of software, games, movies, television,
Books.
TV, they're licensed. They're actually licensed to you. You don't own them.
You don't have an email folder for all your receipts?
No, we're not. What?
No, that's not a bad idea. I actually did in one of my classes on public relations. I did an article, a study, whatever. There was an article written. Amazon had made a mistake on some copy of a book, 1984 to be exact, where they like licensed the wrong one. And so while the Kindles were updating, they went in and removed that copy from everyone's Kindle.
Yeah.
Like a whole internet crap storm started because like no one knew technically that they had the ability to remove.
Absolutely.
Not just like not let you re-download it. Like they went in during an update and removed something that you purchased.
Yeah. Now listen, I own 200 games on Steam because of Humble Bundle and Steam sales.
Yeah.
But technically, I actually don't own any of those games. I own licenses to be able to play them via Steam. If Steam ever closes down, I don't own any of those games. They just disappear.
Well,
That's what I don't like about the digital age.
is that
There's
true
no
of music
ownership.
yeah, it's probably true of.
But if you own a music
Music.
CD,
Right,
you
right,
own that CD,
Yeah.
which has the music on it. If you have a Blu-ray disc with Mass Effect Andromeda, which very few people have, then you own a copy of that game, technically.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about physical media is having. I still buy CDs of music. Then I'll download the digital version. Right. I listen to it on MP3, but I will buy the CD, so I own
We'll
it.
say goodbye to that. No
Yeah,
more.
that's going away.
I buy vinyls. Does that even?
That makes you a hipster.
Yeah, that's right. I guess so.
Is the sound more warm for you on the vinyl?
I mean, it goes through a Bluetooth speaker, so not really. Still compressed.
All right, moving on. StarCraft is getting a remaster this summer from Blizzard, and they're going to bring it up to 4K UHD resolution.
I don't know what StarCraft looks like. Show me a screenshot of a
Is that
StarCraft.
like a top-down view?
Yeah, it's a. Did
thought
you ever
it's-
play one of
Command
the
and Conquer.
Warcraft?
The
Command and
origi-
Conquer?
yeah.
yeah, but in
Same-
space.
In space, yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I like that. I think I did play StarCraft actually right when it first came out.
Yeah, I mean it was definitely probably when RTS first took off as like a mainstream game genre, it was due to StarCraft. There had been others before it, but none of them quite caught on the way StarCraft
Really,
did.
Command and Conquer was huge.
Dune 2?
I don't think
Command and
those.
Conquer Red Alert.
I think those were popular with their fan base. I don't think those were huge international games.
I mean,
StarCraft is an international
as
game.
any game was at the time, I feel like they were pretty big.
Not like StarCraft.
Well,
There was StarCraft tournaments before we had things
People
like
are
League of
dying
Legends.
playing StarCraft.
really?
Well, people have died.
Yeah.
Playing StarCraft?
Yeah.
Why?
For too many hours.
Just dying of.
And then getting blood clots in their legs or whatever that travel to the brain.
Gosh.
From sitting in one
Good
place too long.
times. Good times.
On that note, that sounds fun though. I didn't know people still play that. So what's the deal with StarCraft 2? Like, why would you buy StarCraft 2 if you could, or why would you buy StarCraft 1 if StarCraft
It's one
2
of
was
those
out?
things that StarCraft didn't have a sequel for maybe a decade. It was, huge on its own. They finally tried to make a sequel that would beat it, and people did like the sequel, but it couldn't defeat its predecessor. It couldn't defeat the how much people just love the first game. So if you're gonna make a remaster, you're probably gonna make the remaster of the first game.
Yeah.
I wish Warcraft 3 got this sort of treatment. So
Hmm.
I was never a StarCraft fan. I like the Warcraft games,
Yeah.
not World of, just the Warcraft ones
Yeah.
that were RTSs. And Warcraft 3 was awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like to get like a remaster of that, but they'll never make it because they probably don't want to confuse the World of Warcraft license, right?
Hmm.
Or the Warcraft as a real-time strategy is probably dead forever.
They're too busy making fantastic Warcraft movies.
That's true. That makes so much money.
Yeah, well,
That's sarcasm, everybody.
but
That
shouldn't make them
didn't
any money.
happen.
They
It was
lose
a
money?
flop. It was trash.
I have no doubt it wasn't any good, but
Chris,
Probably made
save
them
the
money.
hole we're in. Give us some news.
Some news. You want some PC gaming news? 'Cause
Some PC gaming news.
we got some news on Mass Effect and Andromeda.
Oh man, there's never news about Mass Effect.
I know, right?
It's
I almost
weird.
don't want to do it because it's too mainstream.
it's like the Trump of video games.
Yeah. So Andromeda's getting a price cut in the UK on PC.
Oh, that's wonderful news.
It's been out for 3 weeks.
No, it's been out for a week.
Oh, oh gosh.
Oh no. Why?
Price cut after a week.
Yeah. GMG, a UK-based company's dropped the price by 27%.
Oh. But they're hoping that will drop people's expectations by 27%, and then people will like it.
Is it likable at all? I mean, is there a redeeming quality?
Chris
to
has
it?
been playing quite a bit of it.
I think it's like a solid 6.5, 7-ish.
What would you say the previous Mass Effect was?
Oh man, like
a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
and that's
so-
part of the problem.
dang 6.5.
The original
you go from
trilogy,
a 9 to a 6.
the original trilogy was amazing.
It's when you're one in a series, you can't move backwards, or you're gonna take a lot of crap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially your character animations
Yeah.
can't move
You
backwards.
can ruin 10 great games with the 11th bad one.
People are
Yeah.
comparing the current character animations to the character animations of the first Mass Effect game that came out 10 years ago, and it's better in the first game.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Wow. Yeah, they just
So,
really screwed that one
Screwed
over.
the pooch.
Well,
That
and then they
pooch,
said, "We're not
that
gonna fix
pooch
it."
is severely screwed.
And there's
Yeah.
a bunch of other problems too.
Yeah.
Some of the quests are garbage. Some of the
Mm.
story is recycled from the first trilogy.
And there's
Oh,
other bugs
no.
too.
Oh,
There are
no.
bugs. There are things like it kept spawning me in a spot where I just kept dying every
Oh,
time I
gosh.
come back. I've had consoles that you're supposed to go up and interact with that won't, like you can't interact with them. So
Hmm.
you have to reload your save.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Stuff like that. I mean,
Being-
those kinds of things I'm not that surprised by, those kinds of bugs,
Mm-hmm.
because that happens. But the bad animations, some of the really cringy dialogue, that kind of stuff, there's no excuse for that at this level.
The dead hollow eyes.
Yeah.
Basically, if you have an itch to play some Mass Effect, just go on YouTube and watch old videos of the previous games.
Just pray that
Watch
just-
some tributes and some fan-made trailers.
Just start over from the beginning like you've never played
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Because most likely in a game
Do
like
the
this,
other gender, whatever gender
Yeah.
you picked the first time. Start
there's
again.
probably separate storylines and decisions you can do differently and play again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
Didn't you have some news for us about something?
Yeah, a very prominent gaming news outlet released an article about my favorite game. Forbes.com
Oh, yeah. Very prominent gaming outlet.
said that why Subnautica is already one of the best survival games ever made before it's even released.
Man, if Forbes thinks that, it must be true. Because they're rich.
This is written by James Plafke. Plafke. He says, I smoosh words together so they say things about technology.
Woot.
Subnautica is a 2014 game. It's been on Steam Early Access for a while.
I bet its character animations are better than Mass Effect Andromeda's.
Well, it's first person. I've never seen another human being to play the game, so I have no idea. The fish that are in it have... Well, okay. So you are this individual who's crash landed on an alien planet, and in the distance is your ship, where there may or may not be survivors, and then 10 minutes in the game it explodes, so clearly there are no survivors.
Yeah.
You're in like a life
Or
craft.
maybe there were.
Yeah,
until
yeah.
10
Well,
minutes
you
into
can
the
actually
game.
go onto the spacecraft after it explodes and explore it, and there's nobody left. So you're, as far as you know, you're the only person alive.
Okay.
But you interact with this game 95% underwater, which is fascinating. James
Hence the name Subnautica.
Plafke says one of the things he likes about it is it's beautiful, and it is a beautiful game because the way ocean things work is that it's typically really colorful up in the shadows, and even when you bring light into deep areas, it's also very colorful. And then you have bioluminescence. It's this interesting mix between daytime, completely fun, crafting survival game to nearly like a horror game at night because the creatures are so big and the way sound travels underwater when you play the game. If you put on headphones and you're in a dark room and you play Subnautica, when it gets dark, it is not happy times. It's a fight for your life.
We should try that in here. Does it work
yeah.
on multiple monitors?
Probably.
Yeah,
Because it
probably
has
has
to
some-
work on at least 5 monitors for Chris to play it.
Yeah, that'd be great though. On three monitors in
Yeah.
the dark.
Yeah, it would be really fun. The game is it's really interesting. So the game where it works right now is a lot of the new updates make you start over, so it's hard to get really far in the game as far as crafting. But you can build. I mean, right now the thing I've played probably, I don't know, 10, 15 hours, and I've only built the smallest out of 5 submarines, because you have to find parts and things like that, and I keep dying and getting eaten by creatures like that. But it's supposed to come out in May. That's already been delayed to September, as far as 1.0 when 1.0 comes out.
You're playing early access?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been on early access a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah.
So.
See, Garrett's one of those people who's like, no, I don't have any time this week. I've got no time. 0 time on my hands. I'm so busy. And then later you're having a conversation with him. He's like, I've been playing Subnautica all week, about 10, 15 hours worth.
No, I played 20 hours in the 2.5 years I've had it.
Okay.
So
Except it was all this week.
no, I haven't played. I played 45 minutes 2 weeks ago.
Garrett,
Just
don't stop me from making fun of you. Don't
Just
defend
telling you.
yourself.
I'm just telling you.
Accept the abuse.
So one thing I noticed though is that when I tried to play it again, and it had been literally maybe 8 months since I played it, I could not. My computer could barely run it at this point. They keep increasing the quality, I guess, and making the game so much better.
You can turn off features.
Yeah, I did. I turned them all off, and my MacBook.
It's just these flat
my
images.
MacBook Pro was no, it's just frame rates. Frame rates has made it almost non-playable.
Like
So
turn
I'm
off
kinda bummed.
shadows. Shadows
Yeah,
is a
I
good
turned
thing.
off shadows, and I lower the quality of the water and things like that.
Turn down the frames per second to 5.
Yeah, it's just not. You can make so good for everybody else, but not so good for me that I really can't play it much anymore. But I recommend it. It's a good mix of crafting and first person survival, with some pretty scary elements. And I'm excited to see what 1.0 brings, even though I can't play it. Now, funny thing is, this whole article, as I read that, I didn't know this, the game developer Unknown Worlds, their first game was Natural Selection, which is a mod to Half-Life, which I loved. You could be alien or you could be human, and it was kind of a Day of Defeat style battle where you start in different sides of the room or whatever the map. And throughout the game, based on your kills, you can evolve your character. So if you're an alien, everyone started off at the base alien. All you could do is bite, but then as you progressed, eventually you get to this, and within one 10-minute round, if you did really well, there's flying aliens. You finally progress to this giant elephant-looking one. You just walk up to people and just eat them whole.
Cool.
And then the other side was humans. And as you progress through the game, you put on a better mech suit, basically.
Okay.
And there were different branches of evolution, sniper, runner, whatever.
Was the name of the game I'm thinking of Spore, Chris?
That was an evolving game.
Yeah,
strategy
right.
game. This was a
Right.
first-person shooter.
No, I'm sure yours is way better than Spore ever was. Spore was hot trash. I mean, in concept, it sounded awesome.
Yeah.
But when you played it, it was like, oh.
So this game, you'd get a lot of kills. You did really well. Then you die, and you'd be like, okay, you've earned enough credits to evolve. And as you're dying, waiting to respawn, you begin to pick your evolution tree. And then now you spawn, and now you're better.
All right.
All within a 5-10 minute round. It's fun. So
Okay.
it's funny to see that I like both those games, and they're about the same people, and I had no idea.
Yeah, that's nice to find out though.
Yeah.
Like that you have a bromance with a company you never knew you had.
Yeah.
Like, that was me
So
in
now I'm a
Devolver
fan.
Digital for
I'm
a
a
long
fan.
time.
Whatever they come out with next, I'm like, well, I didn't know that, but now I like this game company a lot.
When I first started getting into smaller / indie games, I played all these games I really loved, and then one day I looked at the developer. I'm like, oh, Devolver. I don't know who that is, or not. They were the publisher, and then I started realizing all the games I had loved had all been Devolver Digital games.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, let's top this off, Chris. Let's talk about the Xbox wireless controller, the new one. It's called the Recon Tech Special Edition. Pretty sweet looking Xbox controller.
How much does that thing run?
How much does it cost? I don't think.
$129. I don't know.
I think it's gonna be $59.99. I don't see
Really?
a.
That's
Do you
the
think it'll be
normal
more
price.
expensive?
What does it do better? James, tell me about it.
Well, first of all, it's got the. They took the rubber technology from military weapons
Okay.
and put it on this controller to be its grips. So not only do you have nice grips now, but there's something about playing Call of Duty with rubber grips that actually feel like a gun's rubber grips. I guess there's some candy to that. Just overall appearance differences. Just some sort of what do you call it? The decals essentially. They have some nice decals on it for those who like the military look.
Okay.
And it's going to be compatible with Windows 10 devices and also Samsung Gear for VR.
Okay.
And that's pretty cool. And also, this is something people often forget about Xbox. You can go on to the Xbox Design Lab. Have you heard of this?
No.
Yeah. Pick out the colors.
Yeah, you can go onto a website that's called Xbox Design Lab and buy a controller, but first on the website, totally customize its visual
Cost
look.
extra to do that?
Yeah, it
yeah,
does.
it does.
It's $70 for this controller.
$70, yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah, and a regular one's $60.
But all it has is grip. Is having better triggers on the back and stuff?
Don't know.
I think it's just the rubber and the visual aesthetic.
So two of my students that I work with,
I mean, if you
like,
want the Xbox Elite controller, you're gonna pay $150.
like one has an Elite and one has like another
Feels so
brand,
good,
and I
though.
was like, that's so stupid.
Improved
But then I
wireless
played
hold
it.
it? Did you
yeah,
hold
it's
it?
amazing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why when Jose was on this podcast all the time, I was like, "You're so stupid for spending $150 on a controller." And then one day I held him like, "Oh."
I played with it, man. It is it's almost an unfair advantage in a lot of games, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Completely mappable, extra buttons that are mappable.
Yeah.
So they do this thing where you don't have to take your thumb off to run and to jump. You don't have to take your thumb off. You just run and then hit another button and jump, and so you can shoot the whole time. I was like, wow, that's not really fair, but cool.
Well, you know what, Chris? I think that's the news of the week.
Cool.
We at Game Club want to thank you for watching this video, and if you would, please like, subscribe right here, watch a couple extra videos, and keep playing games.